Yeah, as Democrats keep on crapping all over everything that Trump's doing and completely refusing to acknowledge anything good that he's doing, which is most of it, in my opinion, stopping the war between Rwanda and the Congo, stopping the war between Pakistan and India, stopping the war between Cambodia and Taiwan. Like, he's actually getting nominated. He's been nominated, I think, 3 times now since this presidency for a Nobel Peace Prize. And surprisingly enough, Hillary Clinton said on camera that if he got a deal made with Putin with no land deal, which I don't think that's going to happen, but with no land deal, she would nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize, which is quite interesting. She also said that she likes what she's been seeing over the past few months, but I think that she's just trying to not get arrested eventually if they have enough evidence to arrest her. But this is quite interesting that now we have like 700,000 or 70,000, sorry, 70,000 Buddhist monks break their vow of silence to ask their prime minister to nominate Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, new this morning, another Nobel Peace Prize nomination for President Trump, and this time from Cambodia's prime minister. This marks Trump's third nomination. Previous ones were from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the government of Pakistan. Those leaders and Cambodia's prime minister all cited Trump's diplomatic efforts in their regions. Last month, a 5-day conflict between Cambodia and Thailand came to a halt after President Trump threatened to stop trade talks unless they both agreed to a ceasefire.
Y'all, I'll be honest. In the beginning, I was a little bit skeptical of tariffs, and I know this is talking about trade deals, but that has to do with the tariffs as well. So I was a little skeptical over tariffs because of things that economists have historically said about tariffs. However, Trump is using them in a completely different way than what people had imagined. I think that most people imagined that he wanted to tariff these countries indefinitely with no trade deals involved or anything like that, or any way to get out of it. But he's not doing that. He's using it as a mechanism for making deals with different countries, and it is resulting in peace. Now, I wish that he could use tariffs in order to stop Russia and Ukraine from fighting each other, but that's obviously neither here nor there and not going to happen with tariffs. But he's using these in so many different ways, and I'm not hearing the Democrats like praise him for this. And it's quite ridiculous that they're so focused on protesting against the National Guard cleaning up the city, which I'm going to make a video about shortly, but the city of DC, which they made great strides preventing crime from there hasn't been a homicide in DC for 9 days, I believe. When's the last time that happened? But he's using these tariffs to get all these deals made and make peace. And at least these other countries are noticing the accomplishments and the fact that he genuinely wants peace, not just for his reputation. Of course, I'm sure he would love that, but he genuinely just wants to create peace and hand over the presidency to someone else that will continue that legacy. And I just think that it's amazing and it deserves more recognition. So here's a little bit, I'll just play a short piece of this video because you can't really understand anything that they're saying unless, of course, you speak the language, which I don't. But it's interesting to watch them. They're marching through the streets in support of Trump being nominated for Nobel Peace Prizes, which he's been nominated during his last presidency as well. Just people don't know that, and people don't, the left doesn't really, they're not interested in anything positive when it comes to Republicans, period. They just are interested in shitting all over Republicans any second that they get any little tiny piece of information that they can get, like stupid hairy little Sasan with his little sissy face, just trying to, oh, Trump. This is one post I saw of him recently for an example, which I know you guys don't need, but it's kind of funny because he's a little pipsqueak bitch. I can't frickin' stand the little bastard. But he made a post because Trump closed his eyes in a meeting. And he's like, oh, you guys are complaining about Joe Biden. Oh, well, here's your president falling asleep in a meeting. It's like, dude, he closed his eyes for 5 seconds. He actually does that all the time, especially when he's in deep thought. And maybe he did fall asleep for a second. He's in his 70s. He works all day and all night. Let the man have a break. I don't care if he fell asleep for 5 minutes in a meeting. I really don't give a fuck because he's doing so much more than Joe Biden did. But like, that's just how they take something and they're like, oh, I got him. I got him now. I'm just going to get, oh, but they can't bother to recognize if he ends wars. God forbid that he's actually ending the death of innocent people. Meanwhile, they're simultaneously protesting in the streets in support of Hamas, a terrorist organization, and protesting against Israel, who is trying to save innocent civilians as much as they possibly can. So here's some of the Buddhists marching through the streets. Look at how Yahoo News is reporting this, how the Snopes is doing this fact check. Okay, we know that the prime minister was the one that nominated, but they're acting like people really think that all 70,000 Cambodian monks nominated him for a Nobel Peace Prize, and then they're breaking it down as if this is completely false. It's not false. 70,000 monks took to the streets, broke their silence, asking their prime minister to nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. That's what happened. And they're saying Donald Trump reportedly helped start ceasefire negotiations. No, he did actually do that. Like, that actually happened. These people are acting like the truth isn't the truth. They're so desperate to cover up anything that Trump does that they're willing to just make themselves look like they have zero integrity, zero intelligence, and no allegiance to the truth. It's absolutely disgusting. Let's take a look at what Hillary Clinton had to say, because this is quite funny.
To get what is an accept. If you were en route to Alaska, what would you be looking to get? What does an acceptable deal look like?
He is not meeting with a friend. He is meeting with an adversary, and an adversary who wants to see the destruction of the United States and the Western alliance. But if he could bring about the end to this terrible war where Putin is the aggressor, invading a neighbor country, trying to change the borders, if he could end it without putting Ukraine in a position where it had to concede its territory to the aggressor, had to, in a way, validate Putin's vision of greater Russia, but instead could really stand up to Putin to make it clear there must be a ceasefire, there will be no exchange of territory, and that over a period of time, Putin should be actually withdrawing from the territory he seized in order to demonstrate good faith efforts, let us say, not to threaten European security. If President Trump were the architect of that, I'd nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Now, Putin has asked for specific pieces of land, so we already know that, and he's probably not going to back down from that. I don't think that Putin necessarily wants the destruction of the Western world. I think he just wants the alliance to stop threatening Russia. I think that's actually what he really wants deep down inside. Yes, he's a dictator. Is he a good person? Probably not. Most likely not. I don't know the man. I'm sure he has good qualities, but he's also not a man for the people, by the people, of the people. Like, he is a all-out dictator. We all know that. So, you know. But obviously, he's not going to meet the requirements that Hillary Clinton set forth. And clearly, she's probably trying to prevent herself from being arrested, if it's possible that she be arrested. Because as I've said in the past, the statute of limitations on everything that they did except for treason is up. It's 5 years. And treason is very hard to prove. And the legal definition of treason to prove The legal definition in the United States to accuse somebody and charge them with treason has not been met at this point. Maybe it will be in the future as they uncover more and more evidence, but currently that definition has not been met. So if you thought that this was considered treason under the legal definition, sorry to burst your bubble, it is not. You can look up the legal definition of treason and you can see that. But I think it's quite comical that Hillary Clinton came on here. And I also think that it's pretty grimy that Snopes and Yahoo is trying to spin this and say, well, this is mostly false. No, it's not. You're literally just taking a sentence that doesn't mean exactly what. It's not like a straightforward sentence. It's literally that 70,000 monks persuaded their prime minister, asked him to nominate Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize. That is true. That is not mostly false. Like, what is wrong with these people? It's so crazy. Like, can we get back to integrity and character and just telling the truth, for God's sake? I mean, I can understand getting something wrong every now and then. I'm not always 100% right. And if I discover that I was wrong about something, I'll tell you. But like, these people are blatantly being dishonest. But I think it's amazing that Trump is being nominated already. We're 8 months in, y'all. We're 8 months in and he's already been nominated 3 times for a Nobel Peace Prize. And if he creates the result of an end to this Ukraine-Russia war, I wonder, like, how many more nominations will he get? Will he actually win it this time? Will he actually win it this time? I don't know. I hope so. That would be amazing. Tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think about all this? Make sure to hit the like button, press the subscribe button. There's hundreds of people that are watching my videos now, and only 51 of you are subscribed. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.